My journey over the last 36 years has been really to discover that a more benign, caring, conscious way of doing business actually not only can work in this world, but actually is essential and far more powerful. We have to appoint leaders who have strength as well as a capacity for love and care. Conscious leaders blend these two things. Think about the people who have changed the world. They combine tremendous strength with a tremendous capacity for love and care. You look at Lincoln or Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela. It is strength and a capacity for love and care. You can be the world's biggest philanthropist, but if you're not taking care of your own people, it rings pretty hollow. I think we have to start with this idea that people are the purpose. Human beings are a source. A source is like the sun. It continuously generates light and warmth and energy and creativity and inspiration and caring and love. Human beings are capable of all of that in the right setting. We are the most powerful form of renewable energy ever conceived of on this planet. And yet most of us in our work lives simply never access all of that. And that's what conscious capitalism as a movement, as an idea, is all about. There's a great misperception that capitalism and business are about enriching the few at the expense of the many. The reality is that now we're down to about 13% living on less than $1 a day. From as recently as 200 years ago, we had 90%. And this number actually will get to zero in the next few decades if we allow for the spread of freedom. The real issue in the world is not the unequal distribution of income, it's the unequal distribution of freedom. And with that freedom, the opportunity. When people are free to focus on what they do well, and then they are free to trade and exchange value with others, that creates the conditions where everybody can get uplifted. So really it's about spreading more freedom if you want to create more prosperity. We have this sense that lots of people do things for great idealistic reasons and they have a passion and a purpose, but those of us who are more mercenary oriented, we go into business, and that's why we say business is just about profits. It's not. I don't know of any great business that was started just to make money. I think all great businesses were started to make a difference, to change the world in some fundamental way, because the entrepreneur had a dream and had a vision of how the world could be. Profiteering is different than having profits. So if you're taking advantage of people, or lack of information, or lack of choice, if you have a monopoly, then clearly there is a moral dimension to that. But if you are creating a superior amount of value, and as a consequence of that, you are earning higher profits than some of your competitors might be, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because ultimately, profit is not a bad thing. So profits are essential, but they are not the purpose. Gallup does a study of human happiness in 150 countries, and they found the number one finding that Jim Clifton wrote in his book. He said the most important finding we've had ever at Gallup, number one thing, what drives human happiness is not your wealth, it's not your health, it's not your family, it's your work. Meaningful work with a sense of purpose, with colleagues that you love and respect. That is what creates human happiness. Happiness ensues. It is the outcome of living a life of meaning and purpose, doing work that matters, loving without condition, and finding meaning in our suffering. Businesses likewise pursue profits, but profits cannot be pursued. Profits are the outcome of doing a business based on a real and authentic, important purpose. And ultimately, it is about discovering or following your bliss. What is it that makes you feel fully alive? And if you can't discover that, then at least follow your heartbreak. What is it? And I think we heard stories here of things that you saw in this world that will absolutely destroy you. That's tremendously heartbreaking, but within that is the kernel, I think, for finding our bliss as well.